Well, I'll only say that the letter I got today is from a MAGA member, and his name is Gage33, and he says to us, and I'd love to get your final comment on that, that it's no longer Donald Trump you have to worry about. It's Cruz, it's Miller, it's Pam Bondi. All of these people are spreading the word of MAGA, and it's a well spread event now, and that the Democrats are screwed, blued, and tattooed because of it. I couldn't read the whole thing because it's got too many curse words in it. But anybody want to? Is the MAGA movement? That's the last question I'll leave you with. You think the MAGA movement is spreading? Nolan's shaking his head. Go ahead, Nolan.
The MAGA movement has no real definition. The MAGA movement is whatever Trump says it is when Trump says it is what it is. So once Trump is gone, the MAGA movement is dead. He's shown the contradictions and hypocrisies in it for a decade now, and people still follow him. I don't see anybody from J.D. Vance, certainly not Stephen Miller, certainly not Karen or Pam Bondi, doing that. I don't see any of that happening. But and folks like Ted Cruz and Rubio, I don't think they're ideologically dedicated to Trump. He's a convenient vehicle for them. They're both neocons, and as soon as he's out of the way, I think they'll continue their real politics.
Mark, last words today, brother?
Yeah, well, to think that people aren't paying attention to all these others, of course, everybody's paying attention to all of them, all the sycophants who are particularly bolstering up these ridiculous, I won't say policies, because again, there's a lot of policies that I think actually are good. Well, the objectives are good. It's the implementation of it. It's how everything gets played out. There are certain people like Stephen Miller who shouldn't be anywhere near government, no matter who's running the government. Just as a human being, they probably shouldn't even be associating with human beings. They should just go isolate somewhere on an island. The others are like what Nolan's saying. They're just doing what they're doing for their own self-interest and kind of going along for the ride, which maybe you can argue is worse than the sycophants who actually are the true believers. But I think the MAGA movement is on its dying breaths. Now, that doesn't mean they're dying anytime soon, but I think their breathing is becoming more shallow and shallower. I'm not sure what the proper English word is. That you journalists could figure that out for me. But I do not think the MAGA movement as a long-term movement is going to survive. Does anyone here remember the Whig Party? We've had lots of
Republicans, but
we've had a lot of political parties and movements over our history. Which one?
Bull Moose Party. And then what was Ross Perot's foray? That was there've been a lot of movements, and they've all eventually dried up. So I agree.
Yeah, I think the bigger question is going to be, what does the Republican Party look like post MAGA? Is it still? I mean, maybe it's time for a name change. The way, like you said, Whigs became Republicans, but even then, the Republicans from that time are the Democrats of today. Yeah. It's totally reversed. Maybe it's time for a name change, a rebranding of the political parties. We'll see.
Yes, the no heart and the no head parties. Details at 11. That's where I'll go with that.